Hey, what's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Seeking Spirits. Nick, what we talking about today?
We're just kind of, rounding up everything. You guys probably just finished watching our first string of investigations. We got them all edited and put out. You just probably watched the post-Selma. So now we're kind of about to embark on a new journey, go to some new spots. We've had some stuff happen in between that we want to update you guys on a little bit. Some interesting stuff. We've got some new pieces of equipment and stuff like that. We've got
really exciting.
That really cool thing.
Yeah.
We also have something really cool we want to announce in this episode. So make sure you stick around to the end. We want you to be here for that announcement.
Yes.
It's going to be dope. So
for sure.
So yeah, that's basically it. Just kind of a catch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're just hanging out. One thing is a lot of paranormal channels are like, that is the only thing that they do, which God bless them, because
dude, how?
It's exhausting.
Tough.
It really, it drains you a lot,
so
just because, you're also moving around, but just energetically,
so much. So it's you get energy drawn from you from spirits. It's emotional. It's, there's heaviness in these places that wears on you. And especially when the way we do it, when we go back to back to back, it's just pulling from you all night.
And just learning the stories, that history really weighs on you.
It can weigh on you. A lot of these places have really dark pasts, or at least part of their past is dark, and it's it's hard to hear. It's hard. You feel it when you're in these places and stuff. So, it's draining. So I don't know how people do it.
Super
frequently,
every single week they have a paranormal investigation. If you guys who are seasoned investigators and putting out a paranormal investigation every single week on YouTube, can you help us? Can
we get some tips?
Can we get some little tippy whippies? How are you guys doing it? I mean, I guess if we lived in the same location and this was literally our only job and we went once a week.
Yeah, if we could break it up more, it probably would be less exhausting. I think our problem is we have to jam pack everything into a weekend, which is tough. And it can make doing 2 investigations in a week and doing 3 investigations a week is a big difference. Adding because you're just so tired. It's a compounding thing. The more and more you do, it's
once you get past the second night, it's you wake up the next day and you're just
can I even do this?
Yeah.
I do. If you know me, I don't sleep well. I don't get to sleep well. Sometimes I have to take sleeping pills. I'm conked out after these things. I come home and just
it's over. It's a lot. So even just doing 3, we've learned so much. And luckily, first of all, we've learned a lot about filming it too.
Oh yeah.
Because what was interesting was we really thought that White Hill was going to be our most salacious video, and it was still a really good video, but we didn't necessarily capture everything that we felt there or that happened there.
It was more of an experience. We had more profound experiences there, but then when I go back and edit it, it ended up being probably our first one, Fort Mifflin. Yeah,
Fort Mifflin, and we thought we had nothing.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I think that really goes to show that you really don't even know what you have until you edit the video. Because there's also so much other footage that you don't even know. You're just I put a camera down here.
I put a camera down there for an hour. We'll see if we get anything. And it's
and sometimes you really do.
Sometimes you get it, and sometimes you don't.
Nothing much was happening, and then the cat ball went off for 30 straight minutes.
Yeah.
So much that we had to cut basically all of it
you guys
out.
saw a quarter of it. That cat ball, I would honestly think, if I had to guess, that cat ball probably went off 30, 40 times.
Yeah.
Up in the same spot. We left it up there unattended. We tried to fast forward it. We couldn't go any faster than 6x, or you wouldn't be able to see it because it only goes off for 10 seconds.
It flashes when it goes off. So if you did it too fast, it would skip the flash.
A blink of an eye. So we had to speed it up, cut it in half. But we got some activity. I mean, that loud ass bang at Selma too. That was that's probably the loudest at that point, the loudest I'd ever heard for sure. So it's. You never know. It's a crapshoot.
We just didn't even have that much equipment.
Yeah.
And to be fair, ghost hunting equipment is freaking expensive,
oh my God, it's insane,
dude. So if anybody wants to sponsor us, that'd be really great. Yeah, Ghost Up. Can you please sponsor us?
Hello. But that's something we kind of want to talk about today is we have got some new pieces of equipment, which we think is going to make it a little bit easier. It's going to make it so, we have more opportunities to interact with spirits and stuff like that, which I think is going to help in general with like, you know, having more experiences rather than having to find the things from the footage and stuff.
Right. And I think that's going to be so interesting. Like having the more experiences with more equipment and then still going back to look at finding all these extra pieces of things. I feel like I feel like that's going to make it better for us to give you guys more content. Because, you know, and even that all being said, the first 3 videos I thought were really, really good. I
mean, especially for like us being pretty much novices as paranormal investigators and really, you know, filming. Like, I know we have a little bit of experience, but we're not like professional.
Right. Like I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not a videographer, and I just set my stuff up and basically time lapse my shit. That's like, basically all I do.
Same, like between both of us, I mean, a little light editing is what we've done in the past. Like when I when I was like 15, I was editing the shit out of skate videos, but that was like an eternity ago.
Are those on YouTube?
No, that was before YouTube was like prominent. But like, I wish I could find it. I used to have one, but yeah. So like, that was the extent of my knowledge on editing before that. So like, I was like, Nick, you have to learn how to edit the videos because I don't have time. And he was like, what? I was like, let's go. And he did. You freaking slay. I won't say I slay. I'll pat myself on the back a little bit. Slay. But I think I did okay for not knowing what I'm doing. I definitely learned some stuff. I'm still kind of getting in the flow of things. You know, I'm definitely going to have to improve on some things. You know, I'm sure you'll see the evolution of our channel, the evolution of my editing, the evolution of our filming, our investigating style.
Well, and this time we have not even just like more equipment. We have more cameras.
Yes, we do have more cameras. I got a really nice night vision camera.
Yeah.
Because the one I had before is like it's kind of okay. It's a full spectrum camera. It just dies a lot. So like, and it has some quirks with it.
It gets wonky.
It does. It has like an automatic shut off timer, I think. I don't know. Like at first I thought it was paranormal some of the times, but now I'm thinking like there might be something with it where it like automatically shuts off. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because a lot of times we do get our batteries drained. Even if we have
it like hooked up to a power bank,
it still shuts off
but the power bank still has power, so it's so just weird.
Like, and you know, it's okay. It was one of the first pieces of equipment we
bought. Wasn't that expensive.
It wasn't
either.
too bad. We still use it. We'll still use it as like a static. But I bought like a much better secondary camera to hold. And I got some really good equipment. I got a really nice mic. I got a good light for it. So when it comes to like cutting back and forth between 2 cameras, like for the majority of the video, that will be much better going forward.
Yeah, for sure.
So that is something we're really excited about. Another piece of cool equipment we got is a meter.
Yeah.
So if you guys have seen our videos so far, you know the REM pod has like that antenna on it, and if anyone gets near it, it sets it off.
Little Remy boy.
The meter is like a combination of that and the K2 meter we have, which is like a EMF detector.
Yeah.
So they're just smashed together. It's got a nice little LCD screen on it or whatever, and it shows you the number of milligauss, which is like the measurement of like EMFs. I think it also shows you temperature, and then on the side you can actually set it up, stand it up, and it has lights and an antenna, and it acts as there's a REM pod on it.
Right.
So now we essentially have 2 REM pods. So, you know, and we're going to probably be setting those up a lot on like opposite ends of us so we can kind of figure out where things are coming from, which is
because that's a good way to gauge where the energy is coming from. But when you only have one, it's kind of like you're just waiting for it to go.
Yeah, you're just like, can you just like, and for all we know, we could be like looking in a direction and be like, hey, can you touch his REM pod? And little do we know this guy's over our shoulder. Like, I'm right here, guys. So,
but I don't want to go down that way.
So that's something we're kind of looking forward to, you know, utilizing, and hopefully it's like something that makes our content better. And
it will.
I agree. And then, you know, we got a few more things like a scare bear. We're not quite sure how that'll work, but
I've not really seen anybody use them. I've seen people use the Boo Bear. The Boo Bear's like a
much more expensive version of it.
I only bought the scare bear because it was like on super sale,
and like the Boo Bear's like $400 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
But the Boo Bear's way bigger, and I still really listen. Go stop. I really, 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 really. I want that white one. Guys.
Could you please send us a white Boo Bear?
Can you please send us a white Boo Bear?
We want the white Boo Bear.
I really need it. Because you guys, it's a limited edition one.
It is. And
I kind of have like an obsession with like collecting things. Like I collect rocks. There's a lot behind.
You gonna collect all the limited edition Boo Bears?
Yeah.
Am I getting text messages? Can you
You might
blowing
be.
me up. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, like I need that. But it's like $400. And to be quite frank, we spent a lot of money on something else.
Yeah, so we'll get into that right now.
Ooh.
This is by far the most expensive, most important piece of equipment we've ever bought, I would say, hands down. What we are talking about is something I have encased in this little case right here. You guys know before we were using audio recorders. So we got another audio recorder, but this one's a little bit different.
A little bit.
This is
a lot of it.
This is the Panasonic DR60. If you have ever watched any like professional ghost hunting shows, any like really prominent YouTubers, and you pay attention, this is the recorder in their hand.
Yep.
This was made in the 80s in Japan. You know, people make these recorders for a multitude of reasons, mostly probably for like interviews, note-taking, that kind of stuff. They're not really made for ghost hunting. It's just kind of something you can use it for. Right. But that's not like Panasonic isn't creating ghost hunting equipment.
They should be.
They should.
They should be.
So this was made in the 80s, I believe. And basically, they discontinued it after a year. Because people were using it for its intended functions and picking up extra stuff along the way.
Yikes. Could you imagine?
I know, right? I don't know if it was spirits all the time, but it might just be like the way this records things is so sensitive that it can pick up spirits, and it was still getting like other shit. Like,
well, because the thing is, it's much different in the fact that it's voice activated.
Yes. So yeah, it is a voice activated recorder. So when I press like record on this thing, the way it works is like if I ask a question, it's going to record that question and it's going to stop until it hears someone say something. So if I say something again, so if I say, you know, can you tell me what your name is? And it'll count to 3 seconds and stop. And if I don't say anything and no spirit talks, it's going to stay at 3 seconds until I open my mouth again. Right. But if I say something and then a spirit responds, it starts to tick up and it'll start to record that voice. And it's very sensitive. There's just some type of magic to it. I'm not sure, but people get incredible stuff on this. I cannot wait to use this.
And there's really nothing that compares to it.
No, this is like the holy grail
of
this
paranormal
is not
investigation
cheap.
Equipment. Oh, no, it's not cheap.
I'm not going to tell you how much we spent on it. I will tell you how much some people spend on it. It can go upwards of $5,000.
Just know we definitely didn't spend that.
We got a hell of a deal on it.
We did.
Some people, I mean, very frequently, people spend $5,000 on this.
And because it was only made for a limited amount of time.
That's why it's scarcity.
And, it's scarcity. And Panasonic actually, didn't they put out something saying like, we do not like take...
I don't know if I saw that. Did you like look at that?
No, I swear that there was something where Panasonic was like, no, we are not endorsing this as like that ghost, it picks up spirits or whatever.
Of course they would say that.
They should. Could you imagine if they made
a line of these like specifically for ghost hunters?
They could sell them for $1,000 a freaking pop.
They could make 10 grand of them and sell them $1,000 pop. They'd make millions.
They would make so much money. And honestly, Panasonic, hit me up because I'm just saying you guys could make an additional LLC, but I know you guys still have the freaking model and how you manufacture that. And you just make an entire different company.
True.
And nobody would even know, but it's a sister company to Panasonic.
You know how those companies are.
I know. They don't really care. They're making so much money. They don't.
I would bet money that they have no clue how big the paranormal community is.
Oh yeah, I don't think a lot of people do.
No, I don't think people. If you're not interested in this stuff, you definitely don't know.
It's very insular.
It is
in the way that it's like it's large, but it's small. Like everybody kind of knows about each other.
Knows of. It's small enough where it's like if someone's a prominent figure in the field, you've most likely heard of them. You've most likely seen something from them. Yeah. And if someone's moving up in the field, you're probably going to catch wind of them pretty fast and that stuff. And fans of like certain paranormal channels most likely are fans of all the other paranormal channels. Yeah. So it's kind of like just like you said, like a little insular kind of group. I mean, it's big though. There's a lot. Yeah. It's a huge, people love this kind of stuff. So,
right.
But yeah, that's kind of the gist of the equipment we've got. And like, we're really excited to use that stuff. Yeah. I know it's going to kind of take our stuff to the next level.
For sure. Because excited. I mean, when we did the other EVPs, we never really got much. No. We got like one pretty clear, but it's like we almost heard it out loud as well.
Yeah, exactly. It almost had to be loud enough to be out loud to catch it. So,
yeah.
And, it's okay. We still have those other recorders that we might use them in other fashions and stuff like that, but this is definitely going to be our main one.
Also, it was like our mics are good enough that they were picking up that stuff kind of anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, it felt like I was getting more on our camera mics than I was on any recorder that we had.
Yeah. I'm excited to whip out the DR60 and see, like, it'll be interesting to just see that number tick up. After you're done talking, to see that number tick up.
Oh yeah, it's going to be an experience. I feel like you're just like holding like some like portal to talk to them. You know what I mean? Like to
portal to the other side.
It's just like it's like a telephone. Like we were watching that Nick Goff video. It's like a telephone to the other side. It's like I just feel like that's what we just have such a better opportunity to speak with spirits with it. So
for sure,
I'm just super excited about that.
So
I guess we do have some pretty big investigations lined up after this video.
Oh my god!
The next video next week is going to be a pre-podcast for a location. It's going to be a really good one. Don't miss it. We don't want to spoil it.
You don't want to miss literally any video that is about to hit our channel.
No, it's going to ramp up quick.
Especially the next 3 months.
Yeah, the next the next 3 locations we're going over soon are intense.
Yeah. Extremely intense.
Yeah, 2 of them are a whole different ball game. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm scared, but yeah.
I'm widowy scared.
I'm really so freaking scared. Yeah, no, for real. Though we have really taken this extremely seriously to the point where we said,
let's do this.
Let's freaking go.
We're putting our foot on the gas.
Yeah, it's like literally all gas. So it's just going to be... It's going to be a wild ride. Honestly, I'd be really interested to know where the hell we're going to be in a year. Because the channel has really done well. YouTube is a really hard space to be in. And as somebody who has grown a YouTube channel before, I remember going back and literally looking at my first 10 months of videos and how many subscribers I had. And being like, holy crap. Because you just see it it's like a glacial freaking pace at first. Yeah. But I would say our channel has been growing really, really steadily, really well. So we really appreciate all of the support.
I do. And look, I've used to do some reaction videos to metal music. I've done video game streaming, and I did a few videos and stuff of that. It is not easy to make videos on YouTube. It is not easy to grow a following and a community. But I would say that thus far, I'm really happy about how this has gone.
Me too.
And we appreciate all the support and stuff, guys. And we're not slowing down. No. If anything, we're speeding up.
Yeah.
So strap in.
We going right up that roller coaster hill.
Going. So strap in.
Yeah.
Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're following the TikTok. Make sure you like all of it.
True.
All that good stuff, because it's coming. It's coming hot and heavy.
Oh, it is. And, there's been, it's going to get a little dark.
A little bit.
a little dark again.
It usually gets a little dark in here.
Yeah. So there's been some interesting things that have happened since the last time.
A few developments.
That Nick and I have been ready to pop out for some more investigations. So strap on your woo-woo hats, because I know that I don't think it's woo-woo, but, not everybody believes in psychics or mediums or whatever, but we're just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, after we got back from the White Hill investigation, we had some pretty odd experiences.
Yeah.
And
I think I might have even said it jokingly in the post White Hill podcast, because I just thought it was natural. I just thought it just something just happened to happen.
Yeah.
The thing I heard that night when we got back,
Yeah. Well, something fell over.
Yeah. If you remember the White Hill investigation, I was pretty shook at the end. The whole drive home, I was scared.
Yeah.
When we came home, I finally fell asleep, and then something in the kitchen, like heavy, like fell off the counter.
Yeah.
Scared the shit out of me, scared the shit out of the dogs, woke me up. My heart was beating. And I kind of just thought like, oh, something had been sitting there slowly sliding for a while and it fell off.
Yeah, that is, there was some other things.
I know you had other things. So hearing that compounding with it, and then with who you spoke to and everything.
Right. So I have my favorite like psychic medium. She really does all of the things of all time. She's actually here on YouTube, B. Lucille. You should definitely go check her out. We're actually hoping to have her on. When I asked her, she was like, oh yeah. So
that would be cool.
Yeah, we need to figure out actually how to like have guests because we've never had a guest on our podcast. Noobs. But yeah, like she's so sweet. So if you see this, hi. But yeah, she's so sweet, and hopefully we'll have her on maybe even soon. But you know, I actually had this like draw to, I normally see her about every 6 months because it just kind of gives me like a little, like I have a very good sense of what's going on and like the things that I should do, but she kind of gives me the backup of like, okay, what your gut feeling is right. Or like maybe even to like bring stuff to the surface that I wasn't necessarily like focused on and being like, hey, maybe you should like, think about this. And so she's like so great. But I actually had a feeling to go to her before Dad passed away.
Interesting.
And I didn't. And I remember thinking it was because I was just so incredibly busy.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't schedule it this week because Mom and Dad are coming into town and then we're going to a wedding. So I said, oh, well, after all of that's done, I'll just schedule it after that. Because it had been, since we had moved, it had been a little bit over 6 months, and I was like, you know, we're coming up on the time. A lot of things were changing in my life, and you know, then that happened.
Yeah.
But so this time I spoke with her recently, like a few weeks ago, and she's also a medium, so talked to my dad. And, okay, we're going to get into a lot now. But let's just say before, let me back it up. I'm getting flustered. So, beep, beep. That was nice. Before I get into like what she all said and everything, we're having some problems with our dogs. Now, I'll just like come out and say it because it just is what it is. One of our dogs has started like not liking another one of the dogs and like has been trying to attack her.
Yeah.
And that has created like, it's just created this really weird energy in our house, and we literally couldn't freaking figure it out. We've had a trainer, we've like a lot, and we've had anti-anxiety medication. Yeah. We've had them physically checked up. Nothing is wrong. And then I see B, and you know, we're talking about everything with Dad, and I ask her, and I was like, I was debating asking this question, but I ask her like, okay, well, I guess I have to explain this before I explain that. Sorry, this is really...
This is a tough one for you, so it's you know, everyone give Lexi some leeway here. She's, this is tough.
Trying really hard.
I know. But you've wanted to kind of get it off your chest, so...
So my dad died in my house. You know, the one that I have to live in every day. My entire business is based around being here. And we weren't here. So he was here visiting us. He was here visiting us, and they were taking care of the dogs while we went to Dustin's brother's wedding. And we were at the rehearsal dinner, and we just got the call that, you know, my dad had passed away, and we were just so confused, you know. And it was really, really freaking jarring. And my poor mom, like, you know, mom was just here alone in freaking New Jersey with nobody, and we were like just trying to get back. And it's been really hard. So I think that people who just follow me for like, I promise this has a point to it.
It does have a tie around, so.
But you know, I think a lot of the people that follow me just for my like home renovation stuff are going to be so like, I don't know. Not that it's an excuse, but obviously like I just haven't had the like drive that I had because it's like really, really hard. It's hard to live here. It's hard to work. I'm literally in this house
24/7 basically.
Yeah, like all of the time.
Yeah.
And so, especially when you have to like make videos about where it happened, it's just like,
it's rough.
It's a whole like added layer to everything. And so, you know, I used to just like pump out videos like every freaking day. I would just get up and like go so hard. And, you know, it's hard to do that here.
Yeah. It's understandable.
Yeah. And so anyway, my dad died in my house, and that has just added like such a thickness to, you know, my entire life. Mm-hmm. But we started noticing these things with the dogs after. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, well, like, is he here?
Yeah.
Did they sense like this traumatic thing? Did that like trigger all of this? Mm-hmm. Because he did have a favorite dog.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's, you know, getting attacked. So not attacked. Like, I want to be careful about that.
Yeah. There's just like a weird friction.
It's good now.
Yeah. No, it's not like they're like
they're not killing.
There's events where it's happening, but it's not like they're like constantly at each other's throat.
Right.
But you guys are also managing it very well.
Yeah, well, they're separated, and actually, it's gotten better, which is why we're about to talk about this.
This is it. All ties.
This is the wraparound. We're gonna wrap around. If you know the TikTok,
we're gonna spin it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Glad I got that off my chest because I feel like
you've been wanting to.
Yeah.
I think this is a good place to do it too.
Me too.
You know, it probably would have been a lot. I think, and it was hard. Mm-hmm. It'd probably be a lot harder to just film a TikTok and say that to
2 million people. 2 million
people. It's like, and it kind of ties in more. It makes sense here. It's, you know, this is kind of, that's the reason, it's pretty much the main reason we started the channel.
It is.
So like, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just like, so anyway, I don't know. I asked her, predicated on that, because we had already talked about it, and she kind of had already, like, brought it up. And I was like, my dogs are, like, having issues, and something inside of me was just like, it's got to be energy. Like, they're picking up on something, and it all started really happening after Dad passed away. So all I'm thinking is, like, okay, it's that. Well, what's the other thing that happened after Dad passed away? We started this podcast.
Yeah.
We started going to haunted locations, and we brought something home. That's what she said. She was like so taken back. But she was like, when I asked the question, I almost thought, oh, this is kind of dumb. Like, should I even ask her this? Because I'm like, it's the dogs.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did, because then that turned into a whole thing. She was like flipping over cards, and she was like, I was not expecting this. She was like, well, one, it doesn't have anything to do with your dad. She was like, yeah, you guys brought something home, and it's like it's irritating all of the dogs and you and Dustin and anybody in your house, but mainly this one dog. Mm-hmm. And she was like, and so that is like the underlying friction. And then she told me how to like clear my house and how to better protect ourselves.
Yes, which we're going to definitely take into account. We're going to definitely practice much better protection when we're going into the next places we go in the future and just forward. And that's something we'll probably always be working on, adding layers to.
Yeah. And it's really interesting because a lot of people like to say that they don't protect themselves or like you should be strong enough or whatever. And then other people are like very strict about it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, I mean, better safe than sorry.
I think
right?
a lot of it is like really intention. So like if you, so if you're inclined to, you know, if you believe, it's like seeing is believing and like thinking is believing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like if you go marching into a place and you're like, and the presence about you is like, nope, nothing's coming with me. It can't happen. Like I'm, you know, unless you run into something like really dark, I think you're probably walking out of there scot-free. We kind of didn't know what we're doing. And like, we have a lot of like, you're kind of like empathetic and stuff like that. So like, we're not like quite sure what we're doing as far as like protecting ourselves and stuff like that. And you really do. That's like, so,
but
like,
we did say nothing could follow us home. And I think we just weren't clear enough upon entry.
Yeah.
Because every time we left, we said that. But if we didn't, we never said that nothing could like, I don't want to say that we had an attachment to ourselves, but it can piggyback on you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it didn't just ride in the car home with us. It was like on us. And then like even if it wasn't like the whole spirit was here, like the energy of that came home. And let me tell you, once I cleared my house, full change, literally immediately, the same exact night. And I'm not saying that you should clear your house if your dogs are fighting. But you should probably clear your house anyway. And also, it could have also been, she was like, there's a lot there. And I think there was actually more stuff here before we even got here. I'm not going to go into like the depths of why I think that, but my house was built on what used to be sort of near a historical point.
Yeah.
And so I think that had a lot to do with it. And they were like, she was just saying like the energy is so overwhelming. That like, and dogs are super sensitive to any energy. And so she was just like, that it's freaking them out. She's like, but you too. And if you guys have noticed, I was having really bad anxiety. And, you know, I know that a lot of it was because Dad died here and I'm having to get up and work and just like try to push through. And there was weeks where I just laid in bed and I just didn't do anything. I couldn't force myself. And normally I can. Normally I can, but I could not. And when I cleared my house, I felt like an entirely new person. And she was like, you're having so much anxiety because they're literally yelling at you all day trying to get your attention and you're just exhausted, but you're not able. Wild. She's like, you're not like, there's so much coming at you. And she's like, I know you can see it. Like, I know you can, like, she was like, I know that you can not see it, but like feel the energy at night when you turn off the lights. Like she's like, you're anxious. Like, and that's super true. The vibe in my house was completely different. And so now we will be putting salt in the corners of every single room and in every single thing, do my little saying and then sweep it all up and throw it out.
Yeah.
Upon other things in which I will not say, they're not like bad, but I just don't want to get into all that. But
yeah. No, I mean,
that's a long spiel.
That's it's like a combo of everything, you know, like if this is a really historic place, then, you know, sometimes you'll see like hauntings and stuff of places and they'll be like, oh, like across the street was a fire station that burned down.
Yeah.
And it's like, it might not necessarily be in your house, like your house is haunted. It's like the land or stuff like that. That could easily be a possibility, you know, mixed with the fact that maybe there's some residual energy from the traumatic event of Dad and stuff like that. And then maybe we brought something home and, you know, whether it's, whether we did or not, and whether it's like malicious or just like a nice spirit that just wants attention or something like that.
I don't think it was malicious.
I don't think it was malicious either, because if it was, I feel like I probably would have, I don't think I would have, something would have just fallen over that night. I think I would have gotten like the real shit scared out of me.
Yeah.
I think like, because if it came back with us from there, I mean, it could have been the next night. It could have given Selma. I don't know. It could have been anything.
It could have been a precursor to wherever we were going. Like,
we just don't know how it works. No, I mean, like it could have been anything. So, just the combo of that and just like all the traumatic stuff you've been through with dad passing and stuff. Yeah. It's just a mixing pool of, just energy, and whether it's good or bad or otherwise, it's just a lot. So
so my house might be haunted. Possibly, and it's not something I really expected, because I thought we were doing a good job of.
Yeah, and actually part of what I was saying was like intention too. So like if we didn't quite know what we were doing trying to protect ourselves, and we go in saying something like, all right, you can't follow me. It's like you've kind of put out into the ether that you believe that can follow you. And if you didn't quite tell it couldn't, now it might be like, okay, this is a possibility. Like if you didn't do it right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so, no, I get it, but that's not my personal belief.
I know. I just think all I'm saying is I think a lot of it is with intention. Like a lot of things, not just that stuff, just in general, like the intention you put on things and you put out into the ether can make it different, like have different outcomes and stuff like that. So if there's someone who like really believes that nothing can come home with them, and they're wholeheartedly with their whole chest, and they go in there, it's probably not going to, because they're probably like subconsciously blocking it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I think it's it's difficult for me because I've been so open.
You are, and it doesn't help that you're empathetic and open.
Yeah.
So that's all I mean by that.
A little sensitive being.
I don't like really take a stance either way. I'm just like open on all of it. Like I kind of look at it as like, I don't know. I have no freaking clue what's going on ever. And I'm just trying to take it in.
Like, not going on ever.
I just mean like with this stuff, like with like energies and passing on and stuff like that. And that's really why I want to do this, is because I kind of want to just like try and understand more and experience stuff, and just be like, what? Oh, is this what happens? Is this what happens? Just get a grip on it and like come up with my own theories and hypotheses and stuff, and just figure it out.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think that we definitely have to have some psychics, some mediums, because on our podcast, like, it's just really interesting, and it's cool because even though they have different like experiences, they're really like the closest to the other side that we're able to get.
Yeah.
So if anybody has answers,
it could be them.
It could be them. I'm not saying that they have all of the answers. They're still human.
That's kind of like I said, I don't know. Like
Nick has never had a psychic reading.
I kind of don't like the idea of getting one personally for myself. It's not, and it's not even that I don't believe in psychics or anything like that. And I don't know. It's kind of like the intention thing for me. Like I feel like if I speak to one and they tell me something, then I'm like learning something that's supposed to happen, and then that intention's impressed on my brain, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking about it. But that's just like me overthinking that stuff. Yeah. And like I said, it's not that I don't believe in psychics. I mean, I feel like maybe I have like a healthy skepticism of it, but not like to the point where I'm like, you're fake.
Everybody should have a healthy skepticism of it, because there are a lot of people that, use people who are going to mediums or psychics, because normally you're kind of looking for answers or just guidance, and so there are fake people out there that will like fish around and ask you questions, and that just kind of like prey on people who are going through a hard time.
You're vulnerable at that point, so.
But I think finding one that is really good is probably the best advice I can give, because you just don't, they have to be empathetic. And
I mean, it's just like almost, I mean, it's basically one and the same. It's like the paranormal field. It's like it's a thin, tight rope to walk. Like, it's really hard for people. So you really have, like you said, you have to find someone that's like, that and that are that you can at least be like referred to by people you trust and stuff like that, if you're gonna dabble in that stuff.
Well, and I think one thing for me, because I've seen many,
Yeah,
and
you love that stuff. I mean, you got crystals and
you're
crystal mommy over here.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I do love that stuff, and I've been to many over the years, but like the one that I have now, I continually go back to her because I really love her perspective on things, and I love the way that she phrases things to me. And one of the kind of things that you were saying is she kind of always alludes to the fact that you have free will in all of it. So she, like, I asked her about, I'm not even going to say what it was, but this was like back in 2020. I asked her about something, and she was like, this is what happens if you go this way, and this is what happens if you go this way. And she said, I already know which one you're going to choose, but you still have the option. And I knew which one I was going to choose even before she pulled the cards. It's almost like you also get like a gut instinct before, because you're like, oh, I'm going to be gutted if they say that I shouldn't do this. And it's like, nah, you know. But anyway, and it's just super interesting because I know you say like, oh, you don't want to think that that's what's going to happen, but it's kind of weird. You like, it's more about the past and how it can impact your future and less about just the future in general. So when you look at it like that and you realize that you have free will, and so even if they say something crazy, you still have the opportunity to change it. And I think that's kind of that's how I like to look at it, because nothing in life is like literally ever guaranteed. And they'll, if you have a good psychic, they'll tell you that.
Yeah. It's not, I don't know. I just have this, it's hard to explain the way I feel about it, because like, I'm not completely opposed to getting a reading or anything like that. I'm getting you one. I just feel like I already have enough going on in my brain, and like adding an extra layer of something that I'm questioning is just like tough.
Nick, we have basically the same brain.
Yeah, I don't medicate myself though, which doesn't help.
That's true.
I don't have health insurance.
I'm just saying, sometimes though, maybe I think that you should get one just to see, because it could help resolve some of your like anxieties, honestly.
I mean, maybe it's something I'll consider. I don't know.
I'm going to bombard you with one.
It's going to be like an episode of Punked where the person's not happy about being punked. I'm going to run out and cry in
You're
the dumpster.
Not even,
no, I'm just kidding.
No, to be clear, Nick has already said that I could do this.
I mean, I'll do it. It's just, look.
This was a very different conversation off camera, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's just put it this way. Like Lexi is like a spiritual, lyrical individual, okay? Like, that's her jam. Like I said, crystal mommy or whatever. And I'm like more like, I just want to go ghost hunting.
Yeah, and that's why we're a good team.
Yeah, no, I mean, it crosses over. They pertain to each other.
Yeah, clearly, because there was freaking ghosties in my house.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, time will tell.
Do with that what you will.
The more we do this, I mean, I'm sure other situations will pop up and we'll learn more about it and figure it out as we go. Yeah.
Well, we do have an exciting announcement.
To turn it from depressing to really positive, actually.
Yeah.
So moving on to a little bit lighter-hearted subject.
Yeah.
We're going to announce something pretty cool right now. So
yeah, we are going to be at Pennhurst Paracon.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We have a table.
We do. We're going to be a vendor, guys. We're like so official.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be the first time we've ever done an event like this. And you guys will be able to come if you want. You have to buy tickets to Paracon. There's going to be tons of vendors, tons of people selling stuff like wild taxidermy, ghost hunting equipment, ghost teams,
I'm excited about
kind of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be so cool. We're going to set up our podcast setup and ask people there if they would like to share their experiences with us, so we can kind of have a bigger database of information about how people experience paranormal activity, so we can kind of learn from it.
And we're just gonna bring some like cool little like freebies and like stickers and
candies and drinkies, and maybe a few t-shirts or lanyards. I don't know. We're kind of deciding, but there'll be some goodies there.
It's gonna be so fun, and it's May
20th and the 21st.
Yeah, May 20th and the 21st. We're very, very excited about it. Pennhurst is like a crazy place to even go set up a table.
Yeah, that is
it's like iconic.
It is an iconic location, quite possibly the most haunted place in America.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the saddest, darkest histories in America for a location. But we're excited to go check it out. And you guys, if you want to come, you should. Because it's going to be fun. Not just because of us. I mean, there's going to be like, I think you might have to pay extra for some of this stuff, but there's going to be like meet and greets with Destination Fear there, I believe. There's a bunch of other really talented like paranormal investigators that are like very prominent in the field that are going to be there that you can like pay to take pictures with, get autographs with and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
For sure.
Super excited about it. And hopefully we get to meet a couple of you guys there.
Yes, we really, really hope to be able to do that, and maybe just get some more like friends in the paranormal community.
Yeah.
We're freaking noobs, okay?
We're brand new, okay, guys. So we want to make some friends. You know, meet some seasoned investigators, tap into their knowledge a little bit, see if they can help us out. You know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So we're doing that. Very depressing episode until that.
We'll definitely put a link in the bio for where you could buy tickets to Paracon. So you could come see us and come see all that cool shit they got going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. But yeah, I think before we wrap it up, just make sure that you are following us on TikTok, because we're doing TikTok lives now at some of the upcoming investigations.
Yes.
And that's going to be fun.
That is going to be a lot of fun. At first, we're going to have to do it on Lexi's because we're not quite at 1,000 yet.
Yeah.
But this is a call to action.
Yeah. Go follow our freaking TikTok, please.
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 Because we need 1K. You have to have 1K to go live. We're at about we're like a little over 300 or something like that. So we have a little ways to go, but hopefully, you know, if you guys can share this video, you know, share our TikTok with your friends.
Yeah.
Just make sure we get to that number, because I'm telling you guys, that's going to be a lot of fun once we're able. We're going to start this on the next string. So
then you'll see it before, like months before it goes out. Because
like
we batch film.
Yeah, it's going to be, that'll be the extra sneaky peeky, the extra sneaky, the very sneaky peeky, the sneakiest of peekies, because it's months before. So definitely do that so we can go live on the Seeking Spirits one. But for now, we will go on Lexi DIY.
Yes,
so,
yes.
And and a lot of the people that are here follow you, so they know, they'll see it.
Yeah, for sure. The Hot Mess homies, they know what's up.
We got y'all.
But yeah, that's it for us today, guys. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.